She told me to stop trauma dumping and go to therapy, so I did, and her lawyer regretted subpoenaing my therapist's notes. I lost my dad to cancer, my brother in a car accident. Every time I tried talking to my wife Rebecca about what I was going through, she'd get this look, annoyed, impatient. Can we talk about something else? You're being really negative right now. Then one night, lying in bed, I mentioned being scared about my mom's new dementia diagnosis. She grabbed her phone and started typing furiously. What are you doing? I asked. She showed me the screen, a text she was about to send while lying right next to me. I'm not your therapist. Stop trauma dumping on me. It's exhausting, and I'm done being your emotional support animal. Deal with your issues yourself. Then she hit send. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. There, she said. Now it's in writing. I need you to respect this boundary. I picked up my phone, read the text again. Something inside me just switched off. You're absolutely right, I said. Message received. She smiled, kissed my cheek. I knew you'd understand. Next morning, I called Dr. Morrison. First session was intense. My wife told me to stop trauma dumping on her. I explained. Tell me about your relationship, he said. And man, once I started talking, I couldn't stop. Not just about my dad and brother and mom, about Rebecca, about our marriage, how she'd been working late constantly, how she'd joined a new gym across town instead of the one 5 minutes from our house, how she'd started buying lingerie I never saw her wear. Have you discussed these concerns with your wife? Dr. Morrison asked. She said I'm not supposed to trauma dump on her. Observing changes in your spouse's behavior isn't trauma dumping. It's communication. He made a note. I'd like you to do some homework. Review your family's financial records. So I did, and holy hell. Our savings account had $3,000, down from $45,000 18 months ago. Credit cards I didn't know existed, maxed out. A personal line of credit with $30,000 borrowed against it. But here's the kicker. Her checking account showed regular deposits, $500, sometimes more, from consulting. Rebecca doesn't do consulting. She's a marketing manager. I brought it all to my next session. Those consulting deposits, I said, they're from her coworker, Dimitri, the one she couldn't stand, the one whose wife just left him 6 months ago. Dr. Morrison was incredibly helpful. Taught me about boundaries, actual ones, not whatever Rebecca was doing. Gaslighting, financial abuse. During this time, Rebecca was thrilled. I didn't talk to her about anything heavy. Didn't mention my mom's worsening condition. She was living her best life. You seem so much better, she said one night. Therapy must be working. It really is, I agreed. She had no idea that my issues now included documenting her affair and financial crimes. 2 months into therapy, I'd built quite the file. Bank statements, credit card records showing hotel charges, phone records with hundreds of texts to Dimitri. Dr. Morrison had even suggested I start recording conversations legal in our state with one-party consent. I had audio of Rebecca admitting she needed space from my negativity to focus on herself, saying the kids were exhausting and she deserved me time with Dimitri, telling me my grief was unattractive and I needed to man up. I filed for divorce last week, had Rebecca served at work in front of Dimitri. Her lawyer subpoenaed my therapy records, thinking they'd show I was unstable, depressed, unfit for custody. What they actually showed, detailed documentation of Rebecca's refusal to support me emotionally. Her exact words telling me to stop trauma dumping, my steady progress in therapy despite her lack of support, discoveries of financial irregularities, her patterns of being absent from family responsibilities. Dr. Morrison's notes were particularly damning. Patient shows remarkable resilience despite spouse's emotional abandonment during multiple family tragedies. Patient's concerns about spouse's potential infidelity appear valid based on evidence presented. Court was yesterday. Rebecca tried claiming I weaponized therapy against her. The judge looked at her over his glasses. Ma'am, that's what therapy is for. Processing life events. It's not weaponization to document truth. Miss Rodriguez, my lawyer, pulled out the recordings. Shall we discuss the audio files? Rebecca's face went white. You recorded me? One-party consent state, both lawyers said simultaneously. We played a snippet. Rebecca's voice, crystal clear. Just transfer it from the joint account. He never checks it anyway. Too busy crying about his dead daddy. Even her own lawyer looked disgusted. Rebecca got 30% of assets after debts she created were paid. Supervised visitation with the kids. Rebecca was demoted at work. No longer has access to company finances.